Hey guys, in this video I am going to show you how to create a baby boomer nail using the amazing nail putty from Femme Fatale Nails. Now we have prepped this nail the same way we would do for any kind of enhancement, and we are just going to dehydrate this nail before we apply our base coat. This system does not need a primer of any kind, but as we would do with any kind of nail enhancement, we are always going to dehydrate these nails first. We're just going to come in with our base coat and we're going to put a nice thin layer from cuticle to free edge, and then we are going to cure this in our LED lamp for 30 seconds. Once our base coat has cured, we are going to start forming this nail. We are going to take the tab out of the back of that form and we are just going to place it on the back of that form. We're going to give it a roll between our fingers and we are going to pinch those two little tabs right at the bottom, and then we are going to line it up with our nail. When we are happy that this form is going to fit snugly, we are going to snip the two corners of this form right where that natural nail meets that form. We're going to make sure everything is nice and snug, nice and tight, and then we are going to secure this form onto the back of the fingers. Next, we are going to take our clear intentions. We're just going to squeeze a little bit of that out and chop it off with our spatula, and we are just going to roll it onto that form where it meets that natural nail. We are then going to dip our brush in a little bit of isopropyl alcohol and we are going to blot it off on our kitchen roll. We do not need a lot of isopropyl alcohol in this brush, it is purely just there to stop your brush from sticking to your product. And then we are going to gently pattern press this nail putty into place. We are just building a very nice thin clear platform so that we can cure our white from both sides when we apply white on top. We're going to make sure everything is nice and flush and nice and in place, and we just want a very thin platform, and then we will pop it in our LED lamp and we are going to cure this for 30 seconds. As soon as this nail comes out of the lamp, we are going to give it a little bit of a pinch. We're going to turn our pinching tool sideways and we are going to pinch the very end of that free edge. We do need to pinch this when it is hot. If it is not hot when you pinch it, it is not going to pinch at all. And so once we are all done there, we are going to take the colour Virgin, we are going to slice off a little piece and we are going to roll it onto the bottom half of this nail. Now what we are going to do here is we are going to very gently blend the back of this bead into that natural nail. We want a very soft line. We do not want a harsh line. If we have a harsh line, you will see it through your pink and you won't get the seamless blend that you want. So we're just going to pattern press this down the rest of the nail. We're going to make sure that our blend in the middle is as seamless as we can possibly get it, and then we are going to cure this in our lamp for 30 seconds. Now we are just going to come in with a little bit more of the colour Virgin. We want this white to be super white. Where I come from, it has to be white. We want it as white as possible. I know some people do like to use a softer white, and you can do that if you would prefer to, but I like my whites very white. So I'm just going to add this on top of my white. I'm going to blend that up again, make sure that blend is as seamless as you can get it, and we're just going to make sure that this white is all nice and even on that free edge, and so that everything is nice and smooth. And then when we are happy with our blend, again we are going to pop it in the lamp, and this time I am going to cure it for a minute just to make sure that all of that white is nice and cured. Then we are going to come in with a small bead of Innocent and we are going to place this right at the cuticle. We're going to start at the back end of this nail and we're going to make sure everything is nice and flush and around those cuticles. We're going to start working on the cuticles and making sure everything down the sides is nice and flush, because this is the foundation of the back of our nail. Then when we come over this white, we are just going to use a little bit of extra pressure and we are going to pull off that excess product, but we are going to pull it down the nail first. Now we really do not need to use any pressure on the product in the back of this nail. We are purely just pulling off the excess over that white and then we will cure it again. This is just our first layer. We are going to come back in with a little bit more Innocent just to make sure our blend is nice and opaque. We are going to build a little bit of our apex here at the back, but we are not going to build any thickness over this blend. We are purely just trying to make this blend as seamless as possible. If you have a little bit too much there, you can take that off just so that you can blend this a little bit more easily. And we are going to do as we did before. We're going to use gentle pressure on the top, and we're just going to pat that product down, and then when you get towards the free edge you can use a little bit more pressure just to make sure that that pink does disperse over that white and make a nice blend. Once we've cured that again, we are going to come in with our clear intentions, and we are going to cap our blend. We don't need to cap the entire nail because we have got a little bit of height in that apex at the back, but we are going to cap the majority of this blend, and we are going to finish building our apex here. So we're going to place that in the middle of the nail, we're going to blend it into that bead at the back, and then we are going to pat and press this down into the shape that we want it to be. We want it nice and tapered towards that free edge, nice and thin, and we want our apex up there in the back third. We do want to make sure that we cap all of this blend in our clear, because we do not want to file any of our blend away when we come to finishing this nail. And then once we are happy with the structure of this nail, once we are happy with the shape, we are going to pop it back in our lamp. We are going to cure this for 30 seconds, and then we will remove this inhibition layer just with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. Then we are going to come straight in with our finish filing routine. We are going to file that free edge, we are going to file those side walls, we are going to file straight up and down into the side walls of that nail. We want everything nice and flush, nice and tight, and we want everything nice and parallel. Once we have filed our sidewalls into shape, we are going to start working on our apex. We are going to tilt our file into the cuticle, and then we are going to bring it flatter across the top of that apex, and we are going to taper it down through the barrel of this nail right up until that tip. We want it nice and tight, nice and smooth, and nice and flush at the cuticle, and then we will come up and around these cuticles. We will make sure everything rises very, very seamlessly, very, very smoothly into our highest point of that nail, and we do have to remember that everything we do to one side of the nail, we have to do to the other. And once we've got everything nice and smooth around those cuticles, nice and flush, we're going to file right the way through the barrel of this nail. We're going to make sure everything tapers down to a nice thin end, and we're going to make sure we have no high and no low spots. We're just going to make sure the shape of this nail is right. Once we are happy with our shape of this nail, we're going to come in with our sponge buffer. We're just going to remove any of those imperfections that might be in there. There really aren't many with this product. This product files so unbelievably smoothly. It is an absolute dream to work with. And then once we are happy with our nail, we are going to dust off this nail. We're going to wipe over with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol, and then we are going to come in with our home run top coat. We're going to apply a nice coat of this from cuticle to free edge. We're going to make sure everything is lovely and shiny, nice and smooth, and we are going to cure this in our lamp for 30 seconds. Now, I did add a little bit of bling because this nail was going to be part of my full set. And then once we are all done, we are just going to finish this off with a little bit of cuticle oil, and there we have it. This is a really pretty little baby boomer nail, and this product is an absolute dream to work with. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this one. I have really enjoyed making it, and I hope to see you guys all in the next one. Don't forget to hit that button down below and subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you all later. Bye!